My name is Jennifer Doman, and our group is presenting on violence and the impact it has on children and adults, whether it be negative or positive. Some background information about violence and its studies conducted are that violence has been linked to aggression through studies from the 1960s. The studies conducted have been from the American Medical Association, the National Institute of Mental Health, and many more. All of these research and studies have been conducted to prove that violent movies are linked with aggression behavior. The University of Michigan professor Raul L. Huseman states that exposure to media violence causes children to behave more aggressively and affects them as adults years later.
My name is Jesus Rodriguez, and have any of you seen Saw movies like this one? Well, they are rated R because they contain a lot of violence. They have guts flying all over the floor, and they have like different kind of blood. In the stories, they need to prove that they deserve to live by choosing between their family or their friends and having to cut their legs in order to get out from a chain so they don't starve to death. And do you think that 10-year-old guys or kids should be able to watch like these movies? This one has like their head chopped off on a scale. And not only there are like rated R movies, but there are like other educational movies such as Wall-E. Wall-E is a cartoon animated movie. It has comedy. It has a story of friendship between Wall-E and Eve. And like most movies, it has an evil character. In this one, it is a robot. And they must fight him to go back in order to be able to go back to Earth.
Hi, my name is Bridget Graves, and I will be talking about the movie Pineapple Express. It's rated R for language, drug use, violence, and sexual references. This movie is about a drug dealer that goes to buy pot from one of his drug dealers. On the way, however, he witnesses a crime that a cop murders an innocent person, and on his way, he leaves the scene, leaving behind his pot that can be traced back to him. So he goes with his drug dealer friend, and they are on the run, running away from the cops. The movie Pineapple Express, compared to the movie Saw, is a lot different by the violence level. Saw is a movie about people trying to kill other people, and it's all has bloody scenes and everything in it. But for the Pineapple Express, it's just about two people that are running away from a cop that turns out to be the bad guy. So for the people watching Pineapple Express, it doesn't have much of a negative impact as the Saw movies do.
When people watch rated R violent movies, there has an impact on them. This impact is negative. The researcher George Gerbner um, did a study, and he came to the conclusion that people who watch violent television shows and movies, that they develop a false image of the world. This theory that he developed is called the mean world syndrome. The people that perceive this false image of the world become more passive, anxious, and fearful. These people are more likely to overestimate their risk of being victimized by crime, believe their neighborhoods are unsafe, and assume the crime rate is increasing when it's really not. This is called the mean world syndrome, as I stated before, and this is what can happen if people watch rated R movies too much.
Hi, I'm King. In 2003, Ella stabbed his best friend, drank his blood, and ate part of his skull. What makes this murder different from others? He says that the vampire film Queen of the Damned has taught him to heal his friend in this way. He was obsessed with the film and had viewed it over 100 times before acting on the orders of the vampire queen. In violence, television influenced the violence crime. He would expect to see an increase in crime when television was first introduced in any given community. This concept has been assessed in many different cultures. However, varying results are found dependent on cultural study. For example, a Center World examined violent crime rate in several years before and after the introduction of television in the US. He found that the violent crime rate rose after TV was introduced, although the effect was not immediately. Increase in violence level was found a few years after the introduction of the TV, when the children of the community reached the adolescence and were more likely to engage in criminal activity.
Hi, I'm Barry. And as what Jennifer and King revealed, the violent movies not only have psychological but physical impact on people, especially on youngsters. I did some research on the website and I find there's an experiment launched by John Murray. It's very interesting. A team led by him had addressed that deficiency, a new experiment on 8 to 12 years old youngsters. They began by pre-screening 40 children by monitoring physical responses to violent movies. They selected 15 children who showed similar responses to the video. They were accelerators whose heart rate increased when viewing violence. And they use a kind of machine called fMRI to scan the response of the children, and they got the pictures which you will see later. And you can see from the pictures that shows the Paralympic area in the right hemisphere indicate that the violent videos used significantly more efficient processing. Another area of the brain was also activated, indicating emotional memory revealed. And the picture also gives us an overview of a part which called hippocampus activation, indicates that episodic memory storage, suggesting violent videos are more likely to be remembered. Finally, the center of the fear reflex was also activated. And from his study, he concluded that while the children watching the violence, their brain response is identical to situations, and children may have little control over their response to violent media. Since long-term memory regions are also affected by violent videos, it is possible that the effect of the video extends beyond the viewing period. That is my research, and personally I hope that the violent videos do harms to children.